What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Umamusume video. In this video, I guess this starts the training for the League of Heroes, the prep for the League of Heroes, since we finished, or I did finish all the event stuff. I did go back to the short distance to do it, so don't worry about that. But here we are. We're gonna start getting prep for the League of Heroes, and I've pretty much gonna just maybe go through all the dirt Umas I can use, or I'll just pick the very few that I would normally use. But we'll see what happens. Maruzensky is gonna be the first pick, the swimsuit one to be more specific. I don't have the New Year's one. Yeah, I don't have the New Year's one, so we'll just be using the swimsuit one. For the setup, now this is also gonna be pretty much just like the Uma selection. It'll probably vary, just me testing different things out. Just for what's best for myself. Obviously, I did say I did see the people were using no wise card, and I'm just like, I still don't know what was that all about. Yesterday we went with 2 speed, and I think what I said was we reached speed a little too fast, I think. So I'm gonna try with 2 guts because guts was actually pretty low. And then we're not gonna run the wise card because I don't know. I'm so curious about it. So I did slap in the stamina card because what I realized, although you can get a good amount of stamina on a mediocre, or who knows, it could be on a good run, that stamina could possibly be around like 900, at least from what I've seen with my trainings. So I don't know, maybe I'll just keep the stamina card. I do want to do the Highlander setup, which is basically one of each stat, but without really knowing most of what the scenario is about, kind of just like I'll just keep testing things out. Plus that, although it was also the recommended setup for the last scenario, I didn't go along with it because it didn't really benefit me, or it didn't give me the trainings that I got out of the other setups. So I'm just gonna try and see if I can just tweak it like I did with the last scenario and either go with 2 of something. But I don't know, I still feel weird not using a wise card, but we're gonna go with it. So for the setup, 1 speed, Almondai, Kyoko, or Hoshina. Friend card, 2 guts cards, stay gold, borrowing that one because I don't have a max limit broken one. And Haru, Super Creek, stamina, and Tamamo power, and that is the setup for Maruzensky. So before we do jump into the run and the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest, excuse me. For those who haven't joined the circle or are looking for a circle to join, y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join, it'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the circle request channel on the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, let us get started with the training. I'll get the comments loaded, and depending on how the comments look, I'll start them earlier or not. Actually, that's pretty much how I've been doing it, but So I was trying to think what I was supposed to mention. I do remember in yesterday's video, Nova did mention CZN and their rerolls, and I did do a couple rerolls. Heck, I think I saved like 2 of them because I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep it or not. I wanted to see if I can get one that I prefer, but from what I've noticed with the rerolls, it's possible to get 2 5-stars. I feel like it is possible to get 3, but I feel like that's pushing too much. You would literally have to be pretty darn lucky to get 3 right off the bat. But I know it's possible because I did have a chance to possibly get a 3rd one. It just all depended on RNG, but I think not I think. I think I'll not I think. I just said not I think, but for sure I'll be fine with 2. But for those, one of them had Veronica, which I was cool with getting. And I think the second character that I ended up getting was Luke. I was just like, I didn't want Luke. But I kept it because I wasn't sure how long I was going to keep re-rolling. Basically, I was going to keep re-rolling probably before tomorrow or before Saturday. That's what I'm going for. Basically, I'm trying to get my account before the end of the week or before next week, because Nova did mention something about free pulls or something like that every week. So I'd rather take advantage of that than be in the middle re-rolling while that's happening. Plus, it gives me a reason to get my reroll done sooner than later. And on top of that, I was already late to rerolling because the end of October was a whole catch up with all the, especially with Dead Space, Silent Hill, with Pokemon, with the other games, so like Zenless and WoW. Did we have to do anything Zenless WoW related? I wasn't sure, but regardless. Regardless, all those games were involved one way or another, including Pretty Derby, obviously. But it did slow me down in Pretty Derby as well, so yeah, so maybe by tomorrow night or Saturday, I'll most likely have my account. I mean, if I do end up going back to one of the other 2 accounts, I mean, the account's already made, so. Oh, I didn't mention the other one. The other one had I don't remember her name. I don't even know how to describe her, I think. I think she has an eye patch, I think. Has a gray hair. I know it's not Renoa. I think that was her name. That was like part of the tutorial. Or yeah, the tutorial. I know it's not her, but I do want her. But I didn't get her, so that wasn't part of the saved accounts. But yeah, I got her. And there was another chick, but I don't remember her name. Oh well. Oh well. Still's alright. And then the other one I didn't save it because I decided to just reset it. This was probably the last one I did. I had Hugo. I kind of just wanted to go with characters I wanted, so decided not to keep Hugo. And I think I got Veronica again with that one. So it is what it is. But we'll just see. We'll just see what I end up with, and I'll let y'all know next week. I should have the account by next week. If I don't, then that's going to be surprising. Because I said I was going to get it done by Saturday. Before next week. But there is one extremely long comment. There is one extremely long comment from Eugen, so I think I'll get started with comments now. Because I gotta go through Nova's comments before going over Eugen's. So starting off with Nova's comments. First one saying Teo speed MLB. Well, 3 LB, and then I had to use a rainbow crystal for it. Still 1 pity is good enough. 2 LB friend card, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, apparently we were good with no copies, so we're good with that. Auto doesn't get you high ranks. It's just there for getting your dailies done. Oh, I guess also parents if it's if it's optimized correctly. At the very least. But I guess that makes sense. That I was getting the same ranks. If that's the case, then maybe the high UCs I was getting from the autos were actually probably good enough for parents then. That's what I'm gonna assume. Obviously, I would have to take a look at them, but now I don't remember which one's which, so I'll just start a whole new batch. And even though they are not probably gonna be the best, because obviously the settings and all that weren't optimized or like set up correctly to make it work better, then I'll just update it later. Or I can just do it in the deserted island. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about that setup since I haven't seen anybody say anything about it. That's why I was asking. That's why I was asking. Maybe there will be a guide from JP, but for now, people are still figuring it out. Well, that's why I just left it out there, just in case. Just in case. If y'all don't know, I'll just wait. That's all that matters. I think we'll just do the date since this really training just sucked. I spent 4 hours in CZN last night because I was trying to get a dungeon done. 4 hours. Holy, I underestimated the brutality of this game. I had my runs destroyed by one random fight. This game is brutal in the psychological sense. I was mad. Oof. Games be like that. Games be like that. Games in general, not just gacha games. I don't even remember that Snowbreak had English voice acting. Well, here and there I'd forget, but then since they kept the old voice acting lines before they, I guess, updated it, I would hear it once in a while. I guess Snowbake did go through a lot of revisions. I would guess I wouldn't go back for it, even if they have the or even if they up the fan service. I don't know why I was. The main thing for me was the gameplay, which was not for me, honestly. I don't consider it a bad gacha. I don't mind the gacha. I mean, the gameplay. Obviously, I like the gacha. I've been playing it since, so. As for the gameplay, I don't mind it. I mean, it's just third-person shooter, so no issues, really. As for the game itself, I mean, it's not as, in my, at least for me, for me, it could be different with others. I don't spend as much time on it as I would like in comparison to like Zenless or Wuwa. Other than that, it's been a fun game for me at the very least. So, well, I say at the very least, but it's obviously I like it a lot or enough to still play it until now. Even though I wasn't aware at the time that it was possibly had a chance to get EOS literally in the early months. So I'm actually glad I didn't, because I actually do enjoy the story when it comes to like to the events, or because the event stories do eventually become the event stories eventually is the main story, unless it actually is an event, at least from what I understood or picked up along the way. But no, I did like the characters, personalities, designs, and all that. The story is actually pretty good if you read it, but just like Hoyo, especially Hoyo, there are going to be those people who are like, I'm just going to skip the story. Why is there no skip button? I do not want to read. Even though I think I mentioned this before, they tested it with the Amphoria story in Starvale for one of the story updates, and although there wasn't that much of a big difference from skipping the story to just listening to the story. Sure, it was like minutes, but still. You're saving like a couple minutes. Although some cutscenes do feel long. I will admit that. But I'm invested in the story. That's the only difference. If you're not invested in the story, then it don't matter. You're just probably just spamming the left click button anyway. Isn't there also a camera fighting event in Zenless? I swear that sometimes these two games overlap for me. Right now? I don't know about right now. I know there's like 2 or 3 events that I do need to do. The Yidhari one, I think it was a Bang Boo one, and if it was, it may be the camera fighting one. I'm not sure. And I think there was a third one because of obviously the second phase. So I think there is a third one, which reminded me that I have to do the events. So I'll probably do that later. But yeah, there is a camera fighting event in Zenless. I believe Zenless did it first, because I don't remember doing it in the beginning of Wuwa, but in Zenless for sure it happened sometime in the 1.0 patch or 1.x patches. But yeah, they had the fishing events at the same time, which is also funny. Oh, actually, now that you mentioned about the overlap, I don't know if it's true or not. It could just be someone BSing. But apparently, there's something about Wua and Zenless. Like Hoyo and Kuro, possibly, you know? Those two possibly collaborating. I don't know if it's true or not. In my head, honestly, my thoughts, I think it'd be cool. Honestly speaking, though, I don't know if they will. And if they do, well, damn. The reason why I don't think they will is obviously competition. But if you put both of them together, isn't it technically a win-win then? I don't know. If it's true, dang. I'd actually be pretty excited. If I'm gonna be honest. If it's a real thing. If not, then whatever. It won't bother me at all. It won't bother me at all. I think I will go back and finish Eminence in the Shadows. Oh, I know what you're talking about. But I was like, it just felt weird seeing the whole thing because I was unsure if it was correct or not. I think the V part threw me off because I don't know if there is a the. I was just kind of like, huh? I don't know. I don't know much about the lore still since I was still in season 1 somewhere. The guy is very Chinubu, and I'm like a bit turned off by that. But oh well, I'm interested in the other girls. Yeah, he is pretty Chinubu, but it is what it is. It doesn't necessarily bother me. It doesn't necessarily bother me. A lot of things don't necessarily bother me, but you'll know when it does. You'll know when it does. I spent a lot of time in Pokemon just buying clothes for my character. Honestly, I did too. Honestly, I did too. Because there was a lot of shops and I wasn't sure what combination of clothes I wanted to put. I mean, it's like that with anything with like character creation. You'll spend like a good 30 minutes or more if you're really that picky about it. I always like that about the new Pokemon entries where you can get better clothing. I was flat broke because I wanted that 80k clothes. I don't know what was the most expensive thing I bought as clothing in Pokemon. I want to say 50, I think. I don't know which it was. It was probably the jacket. Not entirely sure. But I think I swapped that jacket, so... Oh well. But yeah, I do like the... I mean, it made sense for them to have the custom options for... Or not custom option, but being able to change your clothes for the newer entries, because the older entries, there wasn't really... Well, I guess the 3DS, sure. There was kinda... Because you could kind of... It was the start of like the... I guess 3D models? Not the top-down view only, but like actual like 3D stuff. I think that started in like X and Y or black and white maybe. I don't remember, but it didn't really start until what? Sword and Shield. If I'm not mistaken. Did we in Sword and Shield? I believe so. But I think New Year's cards might be OP as well. I probably don't expect to pull anything between now and New Year's. Unless they release an Uma you like, right? Between the events. Because there's still what's supposed to be the festival event, but I don't know if they'll change it. And then the Christmas one. Normally New Year's cards are OP. I mean, that was Rudolph, but she was basically like a month and a half to 2 months too early from the 2 golds and all that. The 2 gold skills and all that. Or 4, whatever it is. Xiao is also Krampus, but I guess that is something I won't touch. The new girl that showed up at the end of the story is what I'm waiting for. I think a lot of us are, or most of us are. And I think if I'm remembering correctly off her name, she is the I think she's the other guy from Yunkui. I think that's the little sister, I think. Because she had Yi as her name also. Or part of her name. I don't remember like her actual long name. But I think Yi was part of her name. So I'm just assuming that they're siblings. Because didn't he mention he had a sister or something like that? So put 2 and 2 together, that's created my assumption. But yes, I'm waiting for her also. I guess Arknight's Enfield is releasing soon, or very soon. There's already drama with that game, so I'm just gonna get my popcorn. Honestly, there is. The fact that I've seen it too. Well, not really. I don't know if it's drama or more... I don't know. Well, the only, I guess, quote-unquote drama I know is just seeing all the... I'm trying to think it over. I think it's mainly Genshin. Basically, the Genshin fanboys, fangirls, the hardcore ones, just talking smack about Arknights during the stream or something like that. So yeah. But it does seem like it is going to release pretty soon. Her name is Yidharu Yujin. Remember it. It's kind of funny for you to tell Yujin to remember a name when you yourself forget names or don't even write names correctly either. Or you would put just a description of how you remember them. For example, Burb. She has a name also. Plus, it's not an actual bird. Also. But yeah, it's funny how the guy who also remembers names differently and says it wrong or just as a description is telling Yujin to remember a name. Kind of funny. I ran the scenario of having 2 rupture teams and it's bad shoo-shoo. I'm gonna have to use the Panda Express. Well. Wait, you ran 2 ruptures? So I'm assuming between the time I posted the video, you commenting, and Yidharu was released, you tried it out? Based on your comment? At least that's what it sounds like. Do I want any of it? Which one do I want? Which one was which again? We'll just go with this one. What was I saying? I'm assuming you tested it out with Ishwin then. Okay, so if you say that 2 Rupture in a team is bad, then them letting us do that in the story was just pretty much because those were the people who were present. Usually, when they let us use a certain team comp, at least from other games and all that, at least for me, it feels like usually it's an idea of what kind of team you can build around a certain character, but I guess not for Idhara or Idhari. It's fine. So my assumption would be Lucia and a stunner. Pretty much the same build as Ishwin with Jafufu and Pan or the panda. Okay. That's fine. Because then I might actually build Lycon then for Idari. If that's the case, then I'll just build Lycon. And then it'll be Lucia for the other spot, obviously. Because I don't have Trigger, which I believe Trigger obviously would be one of the top options if you have a stunner. Although it did work for me with Ishwin. I don't think Pulchra would be a top choice, but maybe like if you need to. Maybe. I think Fufu will be usable, obviously, because she is also one of the top stunners. But I think there's something about her kit. I don't remember it because I don't have her at the moment. I say at the moment because I'll possibly try to pull for her still. Since I'm going to be skipping Banwei, so it gives me room to think if I want to pull for Fufu. But other than that, yeah, it's fine. You don't need to swipe to pull for characters, and to be honest, I think Zenless is one of the more generous gachas under Hoyo that's great for free-to-players. I agree. It just depends on how you manage your account. Manage or upkeep. If you're not keeping up with the events, then you're not going to get all the currency that can will make the game seem or make the game generous. Because then you're obviously not getting all the currency, so it will not seem generous to you. But yeah, the game's been pretty generous, I will admit that. Can it be more generous? I think a lot of other gacha games can be generous also, but for the most part, yeah. I agree. I could try building Monado for Fire Rupture if I don't need the other guy. I have him at M5. That's what I was thinking also, because I don't want to pull for Banwei. Not that I don't think he's cool or anything. But I just don't want to. I think that's why they put Ice or Fire for the weakness. is because if you don't, for people who don't pull for Idhari, then they can use Komano or Bondway, I guess. So I guess that makes sense. I know you left HBR a while back, but they are having these Seiken. Why was I about to say it like that? Second Angel Beats collab soon. I guess we'll get some of the guitar band chicks. I don't have enough rocks though. As much as I love Angel Beats, even if I do come back just for the collab, I'm not gonna have anything to pull with. So, will it be worth my time? Probably not. Hot Spring Tail might be a possibility. Well, Shushu gonna go ham for that. I'd bet my Switch 2 on it. I don't think there will be a Hot Spring Tail, only because she already has 3 costumes. So the Mihono Bourbon's more likely than Teo. Until that one Uma gets 4, then no Uma has a possibility to get a 4th one just yet. I mean, it's pretty obvious I go ham if it was an actual thing, but I don't believe it'll be an actual thing because, like I said, they already have her at 3 costumes. So yeah. It's actually warm in Minnesota? Well, if global warming is working, then I expect California weather this winter. That's not a good thing. Because if you're saying it's warm in Minnesota, which around this time, November, it should be colder, then if that's the case, that means if global warming is working, it should be warmer. If you're saying California weather in Minnesota, then it should be, I don't know, I guess Nevada? The desert? More hotter than normal in California? I guess technically they do say California's a desert. Okay, so I don't know where else would be hotter. Any other desert in the world, I guess. I don't know. For me, though, it hasn't been too warm or warm at all. Like, one day out of like, or maybe like 2 days out of the week, maybe it'll be a little warmer than normal. But for the most part, it's just been like, at least I normally judge the temperature or the weather by how I feel inside my room. Because obviously, computers on, monitors, it's normally going to be a little bit naturally warmer in my room, right? Because of that. So if I'm not needing to, or if I'm not sweating or whatever, weather's fine. I mean, right now, it's 77 in the room. But it's been like mid to high 70s pretty much throughout the whole day. So, I don't know. It's been fine inside the room at least. Outside, it's been like good weather, I'd say. What is even the weather predicted for the rest for the weekend? Take a look at my phone real quick. Oh. Well, it's gonna get warmer towards Sunday, Monday. like high 80s, 88. But with it being California, not really surprised, so to speak. So it's okay. I mean, it's only for 2 days because then it goes back down to the low 80s and then low 80s, high 70s. So I think it's all good. I think it's all good. Even poking your eyes out, no vision, no sunlight, no problem. Well, if no vision is not a... Well, I'm not saying it's a problem, but if you have vision and you poke your eyes out and you have no vision, at the initial moment, it'll be a problem. At the initial moment. Can you believe that Chisa will be the last character and Carlota was the first character of this 2.0 version? Time flies. It was much more enjoyable than 1.0 for sure. I'm hoping that 3.0 will make Wuwa the shiny beacon of hope for all gachas. Well, to answer your first question, or the first question, no. I'm not. I'm not surprised. I can't believe. No, I'm not. It's just. I mean, it was gonna happen. I don't know how. What is there to believe? Besides time flying. Yes, I can believe that time flies pretty darn fast, but Carlota, Chisa, what a way to start and end the 2.x versions or the 2.0 version. They started hype with Carlota, they're ending with hype with Chisa. I'd say a pretty darn good version. And yes, definitely way more enjoyable than the 1.0 version. All I mean, it was the 1.0 version. It's just the beginning. It was good. 2.0 definitely way better. What can be that shiny beacon, but you can have all those hardcore Genshin fans try to tarnish it. Just the hardcore ones. Just the hardcore ones. I don't know if I should actually rest here, because I don't have any more dates, and I only have one of these, so I think I should rest. But thank you, Nova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is going to be from Rick. I did 1 pity this banner and got 1 LB Teo, 2 with pity, and use 2 rainbow shards to MLB her. I will just rent the friend card. Also, still just doing auto runs. There's still no guide on the new scenario and on Game Toro, so I can't read it yet. All good. All good. I need to finish my pulls. No, I need to. I don't remember my pulls. I said I need to finish. I already did my pulls. I think I got 3 LB Teo at the end. That's with pity. And that's also if I use my 1 rainbow shard, which I probably will, and then just use another one on it just to get it, just to have that speed card. Maybe. But we'll see. I'm just going to save from here on out, because New Year's is going to be another thing. And obviously New Year's is going to be another thing. And then the anniversary. So we'll see. Thank you, Rick, for the comment. And lastly is the long bulk comment from Eugen, which I was hoping to get started with earlier. But here we are. But I'll just try and quickly go through it, or not to give extended responses, but let's see what we got here. For Zenless, the reason I will not pull for Yutaris because I'm preparing and can't even extend another attacker since there are others that have not been properly geared up. Oh, I'm aware. Oh, I am aware. I don't want to end in a loop after leveling up and get another. Well, there's that, and then, like I mentioned, there's also the possible loop of having a mixed bag of characters that may or may not work with each other. Because they're just literally pulling here and there and just seeing if you can get them or not. Which I assume you probably have a better chance in pulling these characters if you have been doing the events and getting all the currency you can whenever they're around, but judging from how it sounds on a daily basis or over the weekend for you, it doesn't seem that way. So I quite understand why. But endgame content, is it future release or already released? No idea about that and just keep hearing about it. Well, I said I posted a video on it, so does that answer your question? Me and Nova has also talked about it a couple times, so. But yes, I did post a video on it. So, yes, there is new endgame content. It's okay. I didn't figure out until like the longest, like 2 weeks. Maybe it's been like two. I think it was like a week and a half to like 2 weeks until I figured it out. It was whenever I posted it, the video, because I recorded that before I mentioned that there was a new endgame content that I didn't see. I think that was last week. If not, it was 2 weeks ago, like I said. It's not that I'm not picky. It's not that I'm not picky. So are you picky? I mean, if I were to compare you and Nova to me, then compared to me, both of you are more pickier than I am. Because I'm more in the middle. We got one person who is more about the assets, on how much assets there are. Most of the time. At least that's what it seems like. And then there's the other one who talks about the shape that I still don't understand. Shape and aerodynamics. And then color, and then certain colors more leaning towards red. What else? What else? Possibly even maybe, or what? No, wait, Nova has glasses, and the other one, I don't know. So Eugen has a feels like a very specific hate on a certain specific country / race. So I don't know. It's kind of worrying. So I don't know. To me, both of you guys are, compared to me, pickier. So It's because I don't have the leeway like the swiper, so I just pull with no regrets unless I can do a one tap. But what does that have to do with me then? The only difference I am doing between, well, between both of us is that I'm actually doing the events and all that. So if that's mainly the difference, then it all goes back to you finishing your characters so you can clear these events and you putting more time in the game. That's all it is. Nova swiping has nothing to do with you, with the leeway and all that, because hello, I've been pulling this whole time also. Never I feel like pulling, and that's been most of the time rather than not. So I want to hear none of that. I want to hear none of that, because like Nova said, Zenless has been generous, you just haven't been giving it the time. Pulchra I built her up, but I got Trigger and Fufu, so I chose them. I did forget you got Trigger, huh? Well, if you have Trigger, then you have the best stun support for Anby. So you can use Anby, or Trigger, aside from the other options I said. Oh no, because I was talking about Pulchra. Then you don't have to use Pulchra, just use Trigger. Unless you're using Trigger for another team, which you shouldn't, based on the other bosses. Well, can't blame you if you just your impression that I pull what I like, just maybe similar to Nova, but I did try pull for the Flame Girl for 40, but no luck, and the rest went to Elf Girl. I think the thing here is... I'm just thinking about your team synergies, because it feels like you also kind of worry about that, depending on the characters. But there's also, you know, you gotta... who works with who, you know? So it's kind of, if only you could spend more time in the game to possibly get more currency so you have more chances to pull, then maybe you'd have less salt, if I'm going to be honest. My luck to pull with Seed did not go through, and for Fire Dragon Agent, so I ended up pity with Lucia and was tempted to draw the W engine, but Nova only responded on that on Discord, so I skipped and was looking for your comment or advice or opinion, because when it comes from Nova, it feels effortless. Nova for the most part would, unless he will, I don't know what I'm trying to go here. Nova for the most part will give you what you need. There's that slight percentage where he'll mess with you, just knowing, because it's Nova. But when he's serious, he's serious. Obviously, when he's not, well, that's a whole different story. I think you only have issues with Nova because, I don't know, it's between you two. I don't want to go into it. And then plus there's no different from if it's going to be from me or Nova, because we literally pull most of the same characters. So I just feel like you have trust issues with Nova, so that's a personal thing. So yeah, for Tentagirl, we'll do 40, and that's all regardless if I get or not, so I can prepare for Dialin as pity unless lost in the 50-50. Well, I guess if you don't end up getting Yidhari, then I guess Lucia just fully replaces the panda then. This is what I'm talking about. It seems like you've just been doing 40 pulls, which I feel like you should be able to get at least another 10 or 20 if you can. So you're missing extra opportunities because you're not putting time into the game. Just fair, because I mean, obviously we have all our stuff outside our IRL, but I mean, we're gonna start comparing. Besides you working the long traveling time and sleeping, that's pretty much all I get or hear from you. Yeah, the travel time is majority of it, but there's me with IRL stuff, traveling times and all that, different things popping up here and there, still recording YouTube videos, still keeping up with all the other gotchas. I'm still here. So this is why I don't want to hear any excuses. Primarily is because if someone who has all this going on can still keep up, then although for the most part, I'm just a busy person. If I'm not doing one thing, it's probably doing another, or I'm taking a nap. Who knows? The only time I can catch up is really weekends, but for some reason, time feels short. Maybe I have a lot of things to catch up, and that includes sleep. So by the time I knew it, it's already Monday for work. It definitely feels that way. The main teams, I wonder if you look at it, so depending of the structure, but most likely divided to 3 groups since they have dedicated support. So these are the main team, mostly combination I use: Astra, Soldier, Zero, Trigger. I'm getting a hold of attack combinations, but tricky. Yuzuha, Miyabi, and then Yanagi or Vivian, and then Lucia, Yishuin, Jafufu. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be that if you don't get Yidhari. You could say I'm weak in Fire Element, but Soldier 11, Lucy, and I guess Pulchra. Pulchra? And Panda are some reserves, so you can say so-so depending on where I can swap it. Well, Panda is not going to do anything for Soldier 11. If you weren't aware of that. The most he's going to do is heal with his ult, so Panda's useless. Panda literally built just to help Rupture. So, useless for Soldier 11. I think I can keep farming this to improve Lucia stats because I have a good results with it, since, you know, I only have 2 DPS with decent specialized dedicated W engine with Miyabi and Yishuin, so yeah. But even I don't have specialized W engine for Soldier 0. I get the playstyle combination, but of course I got a hit or miss. I'm not sure if you did try to peek at the stats of those agents to see what's happening, so yeah, I try to improve it via dailies. And I haven't taken a peek since. The reason being is I don't want to be holding your hand with your account. It's your account. I already gave you all the information you needed to know. All you need to tell me is if you did it or not. That's pretty much it. I don't mind helping, but I'm not gonna babysit it. I got other things to worry about. So yeah. And then lastly, for Umamusume, I haven't gotten the pass at this point, so no factor rerolls or parent training, more like dailies. We'll take the opportunity again this coming weekend for learning the new scenario. Well, it makes sense for you not to get the pass if you can't even have time to manual train in Pretty Derby. Let alone if you can't manual train in Pretty Derby, then I'm pretty sure you're putting that into Zenless instead of Pretty Derby, but we'll just see what happens. Other than that, thank you, Eugen, Rick, and Nova for the comments. Appreciate as always. And let me just double check to see that there aren't any new comments and we can end the video. And there isn't any. So, my thoughts on the run. It was okay. It was, I want to say better. I want to, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Ah, we got our first UB of the scenario. Yes, I'll take that as a win. I will definitely take that as a win. I've been getting UCs this, and I haven't gotten a UD since those two, so I've been getting UCs this whole time. So I'm happy to see UB at least. Yeah, I think this might be the setup, or I go 2-speed. It's pretty much the same situation as the last scenario, except I'm still weirded out by not having the wise card because this is weird. But then again, I don't know. I can try 2 power instead of using a stamina card. Maybe. I don't know. But it is what it is. 1690 speed, 1652 stamina, 1572 power, 1705 guts, and 762 on wise, which is weird. And if you guys are wondering why, well, I don't have a wise card. Oh, we did get S aptitudes on, what was it? Runner and mile distance. And I did not know that was, I had a gap for Maruzensky. That was like a UD to this one. Yeah, mile distance and runner. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing with the new scenarios so far. I know we're all just pretty much probably just doing the same thing, just trying to figure it out and all that. So maybe it's just the same thing. But if you guys did figure out anything with the scenario or anything worth mentioning, feel free to leave it down in the comment section down below. And if there's anything else you guys want to talk about or ask me, that sounds appropriate, I'll go over it. I'll just leave it down in the comments. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description as well. There's a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined the circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join, it'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel or Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.